I'm getting ready to go out into the big box store to get me some firewood so that I can heat the house up. The house is feeling pretty good right now, but I want more heat. It is very warm here, and I enjoy it. My plants are doing great. I just came in from outdoors and out of the garden, and the garden is starting to look more like fall. Fall is the leaves are falling off. Oh, thank you for the thumbs up. Thank you. Um, the leaves are falling. The one cherry tree, all the leaves are falling off of the cherry tree, and that's because that cherry tree is the first one that's going to take off in the spring. I've discovered that about trees. Whatever ends first in the fall starts in the springtime earlier. I have a peach tree that's an Alberta, a dwarf, and it starts blossoms first every year. I got that tree off of line from a store that's no longer around because it sold a lot of bad products, to be honest with you. But they were closing up the store and they kept doing things like sending out trees that you did not order. They would do that. They would send out a number of wrong trees. They would send out trees that were dead. I can't think of the name of the place, but they shut down. And the last thing they sent me was a bulk package of trees, and I never ordered these trees. I tried to contact them. The number kept saying the number you've reached is no longer in service. And I said, I looked at the tree and it said dwarf Alberta peach, and I've already had at the time four peach trees. So I said, this tree is dried out that they sent. They wrapped it in newspaper with that little gel they put in there. And when they sent it out, I said, I'm not gonna let the tree die. So I stuck it in the ground. It was supposed to be healing it in. I put it in a spot, and the tree stayed there. And I kept saying, I'm gonna dig it up and give it to somebody or whatever, because I had four trees. But when I left it there, it kept looking better, and it grew, and it got greener, and it got pretty, and it was like, uh, welcome to the family. That's what I said. And so the tree started to produce peaches, and I think it was the second year. The second year it was producing peaches. Of course, it would always drop them because it was very young. So they sent me some other trees, which was uh, some plums. I did not order plums from them. Uh, they were put in the ground. Actually, I asked the people on YouTube. I said, "What do you think I should do with these other four trees?" And you know, and I said, "Oh, you know something? I'm gonna ah, I know what you're talking about. When I bought before I bought my kiwi plant I have now, I was confused about it because I would go to Lowe's and they would have kiwi plants in there, and I would ask the people that work there, "How do you tell the male from the female?" And he said, I don't know. I honestly, I could tell you the wrong thing. So I went online. I kept doing all this research, and I think it said one of the plants has certain colors on the leaf, and that's supposed to be. But I don't know how true that is, so I'm not going to put that out there. But I bought one called Isaiah kiwi. It grows those little tiny little kiwis, um, about a little bigger than a grape, and it's male and female. So that's why I said that's a little easier for me. And I remember buying that off of eBay, and it was like $12, and they sold you a little teeny plant too. It's about like that, and $12, and I think I had success with it. But the weird thing about it was it's a plant, so it's like the first year they recommend it keep it in the house, don't put it outside if you're in a real cold climate, like here in Zone 7B. So after the second year, and it started hardening off because I tried putting it out there when it was cold, and I saw it dying back too much. And I said I can't lose this plant. I paid $12.50 for this plant. So, oh, okay, California doesn't get that cold. Um, this plant would love California. In fact, I was concerned about this plant because I said this it gets cold here. It get down to 5 degrees uh here in Zone 7B. So Isaiah was the plant, and I've had it now for 4 years. It's producing now. It produced for the last 2 years. So they stop producing around the second year, and just keep it fed with lots of organic, stuff around the roots. Don't give it fertilizer that contains a lot of nitrogen. That for some reason that causes severe damage to them, burns the roots because it got like a fibrous root deal going on. The plant I had gets big, but it doesn't get real big like the ones that they sell at the Lowe's. Those get big, you know, and they nickname them things King Kong of the vines. And there's a reason why, because even this one here is, I mean, they grow so fast. I mean, so fast. All you need to put them in is a soil that's not low-lying areas where the roots will stay wet. They don't like that. Um, and it mine took off because I remember one thing I kept doing. I kept giving it organic matter. I gave it weeds. I gave it grass clippings. Not so much grass clippings, just some, but mostly compost. I kept that around it, and that plant had no alternative but to grow. So yeah, you could do a lot with a kiwi plant, and with all the vitamin C they supply, that's great for your health. One is supposed to have like 7 or 10 times the amount of one orange. I mean, well, 10 times the amount. It has as much as 10 oranges as far as vitamin C. So yeah, is it worth growing? Absolutely. Kiwi, absolutely. But I don't like that one where they have the male and female. I mean, it's great if you have the room for it, but picking them out, making sure you have a male and female. Nobody wants to wait 4 years and realize that both are males or both are females. You don't want to do that. So you got to be sure what you're putting in there. So that's how that goes. But more power to you. I wish you much success with that kiwi because it's a fun plant to grow, and it pretty much once you get in the right spot. Mine is Isaiah is better in you can put in direct sunlight or you can put in partial sunlight. But whoa. Oh, okay, okay. I got you now. I got you now. So yeah, you still bought it from a box store. So it was, and those people work. They don't know anything about plants. They have no idea. If you have all of the labeling that was on the packaging, that would help you out immensely because um, I guess they go by code numbers and all this thing, and they could tell you, oh, these are males because they label them. They're supposed to label them. I'll put it that way. They're supposed to label male and female. You just can't just they just can't just be selling a kiwi plant and not know what a male or female look like. It'd be nice if they labeled them big on the pot. It would say male kiwi plant, female kiwi plant. That would be such a big help. Because I see people do it all the time. I saw a guy going down there to Lowe's and buying a apple tree that was a standard. And I asked him, "What size is your yard?" He said, "Oh, about 10 feet by 10 feet." And I just looked at him, knowing that he's in trouble. And I said, "Sir," I tried to explain to him, "Sir, this tree is going to get about 35, 40 feet tall and about 35, 40 feet across. Uh, and this is only one tree, sir." And I said, "And this apple tree you have here is going to require another tree of another a variety." And he didn't really know what I was talking about. So, but the guy at the low soul tree told him, I wouldn't try to grow a kiwi from seed I just don't have the patience for it. I just don't. Hold on for 1 second. 1 second. Ah, okay. I don't have the patience for it. But I think what you should do, just my suggestion, if you are set straight to have a kiwi plant, I would do it. I would absolutely do it. Now, the plant you got now is still a plus. You need to go to, let's see, you might want to go to some of the forums that you can find online and ask one question: how do you tell a female from a male? That's one thing. Um, and then you need to also Google how to tell a male from a female. Because I found on there was a bunch of information. Wait a minute, what if I still have that? Let me look here real quick because I had um, I had a whole page that if I could send you that information, you would be right on because you would say, oh, it was just like it was information on all you need to know about a kiwi plant. Yeah, let me see if I can find it here. I'm looking through my massive amounts of information concerning uh, gardening. And let's see now. Let's see, how to grow chickens. Let's see, wintertime gardening. Okay. No, no. 'Cause once I got mine up and going, I learned everything there is to know about it pretty much. I kind of said, okay, I'm on my own now. But it was a lot of good information. Talk about how long it takes for them to. Now this is using urine fertilizer. No, don't want to use urine on that. Not for that particular plant. Um, okay. I did. Okay, go. Gardening. 10. Okay, no, 10 ways that's what to make money from home. Okay, I see this. Wait a minute. Climb in soil. Fruit trees. Okay, sir, I don't see it right now. Don't mean I can't get it to you because I'll do that. I'll do that. I'll get that to you. I'll get it to you. I'll just send you the link, and then that way you'll have um, the information you need. Let me see. I'm still looking though because I still want to see make sure if I have it or not. Okay, I don't have it right here. Sorry about that. Yeah, but do I think they're a great plant? Cats like to tear them out of the ground for some reason. There's something about a kiwi plant. I don't know what it is. They're fascinated by them. So if you got a lot of cats in the area, you might want to watch that. You can come outside when the plant's gone, and they done dug it up and took it. Well, I don't know why they love that plant. They love wallowing on it for some reason, and so I had to do. Um, I have your I have you. I subscribe to you. So what I'll do, I'll put the link there and just send it. I think I can do it that way. Yeah, I'll do that. I'll make sure you get it. You'll get it. I'll make sure you get it. Um, but the the plants are great. Oh, and they're very attractive. Some of them are very attractive with the colors on the leaves. Oh man, they look good. But you're gonna have to you're gonna have to manage this plant because I mean they grow. They grow. I mean it's like they can put on a foot a year. I mean excuse me, a foot a I think it feel like it's like a foot a day or a foot every 3 4 days. I mean, and they grow. They really grow. And you don't want them to get out of control because then you got to pull all that back. I mean, mine is a small variety, and I like mine because it'll produce it'll produce up to 100 pounds of fruit a year once it reaches maturity. And with all that fruit on it, you need it to be on a system that can hold it that'll hold at least 150 pounds. Mine is on a system that'll hold up to 100. no, excuse me, about 200 pounds. Oh, wait a minute. You saying the plant's about 6 feet tall? Sound like it's almost time for you to think about what kind of trellis system you're gonna put that on. Mine is on an old ladder that I knew that I wasn't using anymore, and I just kind of wrapped it around and tied it gently to it with a pair of female stockings, and then it just took over the ladder. So the ladder hold up to 250 pounds. Oh yeah, you're doing pretty good. The plant, yeah, your plant's done settled in and everything. You just got to find out whether or not it's a male or female, so you can get the right one and put next to it, and then those two can kind of listen to some Barry White music together. That's what you're hoping. But yeah, you're gonna do good. You're gonna do good. It's no big deal. You're gonna do good on that. Oh man, you got to go up the side of your house. I don't know if that's a good idea because they look like they little tame plants when they little. They look like they little. They're like, I mean, if I've seen people do that, put them in close to the house, and then see how big they actually get. And these suckers start running all around the foundation and putting on this massive amount of big, thick trunks and all that stuff. Yeah, I think they'll live up to 60 years. I think it is. They'll produce up to 60 years. That's a plant. I'm telling you. They look like they're little and innocent when they're little, but they're not. They get big. They call them the King Kong of vines for a reason. I mean, they can grow up a 100-foot tree and take their whole tree up if you just let it stay there. Certain varieties that take the whole tree up and just cover it. And yeah, they look good when they're little, but when they get big, they get aggressive and they take over. This what I have now is a small variety, and it's going to get big. So I got it all the way to the back of the yard next to a concrete, uh, what is it, cinder block fence, I guess you would call it that. And it's back there where I can clip it and do whatever I want to it, keep it under control. And that's just the thing about it. Pruning them is something too because when you prune them back, you prune them about 6 inches back, 6 inches. Those are produce like spurs so that you can produce fruit on those spurs. Um, and so they get big and they get and if you sleep on them and you forget they're out there, you'll come out there. You'll see this plant everywhere. You say, "Oh my God, what the heck is going on?" I'm going to. I don't. I mean, I guess I don't know where you would get a trellis, but most of the people build the trellises for these plants because of the amount of weight that they hold when they put their fruit on. I mean, 100 pounds of just fruit once they get to maturity. You would have enough fruit to give away to the church. You don't have enough fruit to make pies out of, drinks out of. Uh, you're gonna have enough fruit to give away to family and neighbors and everything, or sell them. I can't tell you sell them on the sale. I guess well, they can make a donation, but the plant is great for people who have big families and things like that because the fruit comes mostly all at one time, and once it gets there, then they ripen about this all at the same time. They start ripening, and they get like slightly soft, and that means they're ripening. Or you see them start dropping, and then that tells you that they're ripe. So that's how it is. Okay, well you take care now. Have a good evening, and I will do the same. I'm just going to do most of my gardening thing, and today I got to do some pruning, keep these fruit trees down there under control because they are doing their thing. Um, I just simply keep them under control, make sure they fed, and the trees take care of the rest. This year, my trees showed off. I mean, they dwarfed and they got up to 20 feet tall. I couldn't believe that. They dwarfed. So now I'm looking at them and saying, I wish that my trees would just keep doing what they're doing. This is the morning garden. Get me to go out here and get some stuff at the box store so I can do some insulation around here in the house. Thank you very much. This is the morning garden.